Hello everyone, welcome to Expert Insight with Manash Kumar. I'm your host, and today we are having very special guest Veronica, and she is already having more than 12 years of experience in multinational companies, and she is also certified business strategy from Harvard Business School. And today she will be sharing her journey, how she started, and also she will be sharing her experience, especially in Dubai. So let's come to Veronica.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Manash, for welcoming me for your first episode of your show. So, looking forward to discuss my favorite topic, which is strategy, and giving it another twist, bringing creativity in it.
That's nice. So we will be looking forward to understand how you can use this creativity in a business world, especially for the marketing segment, because like marketing is a very important, crucial part of any business.
Absolutely, absolutely happy to help. So maybe first of all, I can say a few words about the company and how it all started. So basically, as you said, I have 12 years of experience in strategy working for multinationals. So coming back from Paris and working across the globe. And at the same time, I've always been, for again 12 years, I've been a photographer, professional photographer, having 3 international exhibitions last year in Dubai. And back in 2021, I decided to mix these two very incompatible things. So strategy, which is very, very organized thing, with creativity, which is bringing this element of chaos, to everything. So how can we master two in order to stand out in market, such a saturated market as Dubai? So that's how Creadora popped up. And we started as a production house, but nowadays we grew. So we are 7-digit business, and now we are providing holistic suite of all services that a brand needs in order to tell their stories.
Wow, that's great. Actually, it's been already so many years of experience. You already spend your time here to know the market of Dubai, especially. And let's understand your journey exactly. When you started, you said like you started from Dubai and you merged the two concept and you use the creativity to strategize any business market here. So how did you get started with exactly? Like what are the thoughts in your mind when you started exactly the same idea with creativity?
I came to Dubai 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and Creadora is my third business in Dubai.
Okay.
So I started with something which I thought would be, easy to start because it comes from my background, from strategy, from consulting, all these type of things. And actually, for the last 6 years, I've been doing partnerships in corporates. So my previous business was about partnerships, and somehow I felt like there's not enough challenge maybe there. You need to step into the industry that you maybe don't know very well, but where you can bring your knowledge. So somehow that's how I decided that I really want to combine this business acumen and the creativity, which somehow sometimes is missing in the business. So that's the whole idea behind Creadora.
So what was the first step you step on?
The funny part of the creation of Creadora is that my very first client was Michelin, and a huge corporate, as a French corporate as well. So we collaborated together with another French company. And at that moment, when we got our first business, I didn't have a website. I didn't have. I had the logo, licensed logo, and just my friends who were there to another creatives who were there to help me out. So, and we got this very first huge project like that just because of somehow a personal brand, just because people knew me and they give such a trust. So I think one thing that I can also say for someone who decided to start the business and thinking, is it a good thing? Is it risky or something? You always need to do your best and also to find this one client who will just trust you for the first time.
And then you can proceed with like word of mouth. So one client will refer another one, and then so on.
100%. Yeah,
Okay,
that's how
that's
it
great.
works.
So again, I have a questions like, suppose if somebody is coming to Dubai, they want to start the business and they want to use the creative idea for their own business. So what you can suggest for them, like the starting point, because the very important point is how to start, right?
Yes.
Once they start, they can go further. They will get some ideas. They will have their own research. But the starting point is very crucial for any business.
Absolutely. And I think that We have pretty much like 85% of the whole economic environment and ecosystem of Dubai and Emirates in general are SMEs. So it's all people, creative people coming with a great idea.
Yes.
It's not really corporate as we would think about. So there are lots of people starting a business, but there are very few who take it seriously.
Exactly.
I mean, we always joke among us entrepreneurs saying that it becomes like a very expensive hobby. You start something, but if you don't start it on a solid base, on a strategy, on a business plan, any idea how great it is will fail.
It will shatter completely.
So the first thing that I would say to everyone is first, I mean, be sure that you have a plan, you have a strategy, solid strategy, plan, and you know the market.
That's the first step.
Because there are lots of people who come and they don't know the market.
Exactly.
They don't know how the market is working, what is Dubai about, what is Emirates about, and they just bring a great product or great service, but then, it's just not adapted.
So according to you, the first thing we need to understand our business plan, right? You need to have a proper business plan, and then second thing, we need to have a proper strategy how to run the business, right?
Yes.
Okay. What is the third step? Like, suppose I have my business plan, and
so
I have my strategy.
as soon as you have, when you have a product or a service and you know the market, you know your target audience, the next thing is to ask yourself what is the value you deliver to your target audience, because that's what will help you to stand out. That's the only thing that will win that will make you win on the market, is if you deliver more value than any competitor to the client. So you need to really define what is this exceptional value that you deliver to the client. Not how great your product or service is, but be customer oriented way more. So based on that, you create your value proposition, and then based on that, you just run your marketing. It becomes way easier when you do this work before.
Correct. That's true. So always focus on the creating the value for the customers. At the same time, if you focus on quantity, definitely that business will definitely not go to the success level, I guess, because people in the beginning, they always focus on quantity, but they might lose the quality at the same time. So you have to create the value, and that value should be added to the value to the customers they need.
I would say that the approach is slightly different when you have the value-based approach. You know your client, so you have your you've done, as you said, you've done your market research. You talk to your target audience and you define the pain points. What is the pain of your ideal client? And it's not at that moment that you're kind of trying to sell your product. And this is the biggest mistake of plenty of entrepreneurs, when they are so product oriented that they're just trying to sell their product. But no, you need to figure out the pain point of your ideal client, and then to kind of, let's say, create such an ideal product or service that will perfectly sort out the problem or pain point of your client. So you need to adapt your product to the pain point of the client. So if the client, your target audience, will understand that your product or service is the ideal, perfect solution of the pain, of the issue, they will like your product by definition. So that's, you won't have this kind of question left, because you design your product to do a job that the client is looking for.
Correct. That's good. Again, suppose we know that what is our product, we already plan our business, but sometimes what happened, people always focus on the marketing side, and there is a point, I had my own research, I understand people, they focus on marketing instead of branding, personal branding, because that is also a very important part for any business. If you create a brand in such a way, definitely that is much more higher value than the normal brand, which is like your competitors have, like normal product. But here, people, they are focusing on marketing, especially like spending a lot of money, and they are not focusing on branding. What do you say on this point?
I would say that there is no marketing without branding.
Okay. And
So,
how we can proceed
so
with the
you
branding then?
cannot do marketing if you don't have a brand. I mean, it will be just a waste of money, you know, in the advertisement and all these marketing activities because they will be so random and not strategic. And the whole, you know, my whole DNA is all about being strategic, whatever you're doing. So don't just throw money to the, you know, to the trash because of that. But brand, you know, the value of your brand or the strength of your brand, I would say, is so important because that's what also creates a value in the eyes of your client.
Okay.
For example, you know, in Dubai, we struggle so much with pricing.
Yes. True.
Right, we have
Yes.
such a competition, so many entrepreneurs, small businesses, they're killing themselves because of this price wars. So what's the solution here? Is that, you know, when you have a strong brand, somehow the client has this value perception that this brand should cost a certain amount. Let's take Louis Vuitton. Louis Vuitton, nobody will wonder or question why it costs this money.
Yeah,
Nobody
it's a
will
brand.
expect that it will cost $10, right?
Yes.
But maybe, you know, what is the cost base of this product? I
That's
don't
true.
want to enter that, but you see what I mean. Is that if you have a strong brand, your client will anticipate that it will cost a certain thing and the client will be willing to pay this. So you can do your pricing accordingly. Because if you enter a price war, it's a zero-win game. So you will just crash your margins and, you know, survive somehow or not. So that's what we notice right now, witness right now in Dubai market.
Yeah, that's true. That's a actually very important point. You have to focus on the branding side first, because instead of spending a lot of money on marketing, at the same time you can spend some part of money for branding and focus on the branding along with the marketing, because marketing is also important at the same time. But yes, you have to consider your priorities as well. Okay, so again, there are like suppose if you see a business, especially in this today's world, so many people they are using digital marketing and they are using different platforms like social medias, Instagram, Facebook. And now, if I think about the marketing strategy, they are using social media most of the time for their marketing part, right? Digital marketing. But there is a term which is called cohesive marketing. What do you mean by that? And how you can say this cohesive marketing strategy will help a business to grow?
I mean, I think I'm one of the big public enemies of digital marketing
Yeah.
agencies because I always say don't focus only on digital, on online. It really depends on your product, your service, and industry where you are in. Especially again, if you come to the luxury market, upmarket segments, you won't really convert your ads into sales online in many cases. So you need to have this offline marketing activities combined with
With online.
online in order to get the results. So you need to attract your audience online, engage with them, and then bring them on offline to your shop or to your agency or wherever it is. So you need to understand the customer journey for this. In order to design your marketing campaigns online, offline, you need to understand your customer journey. So when you enter the life or your product enters the life of the client, where the client spends his time. So we're talking about even social media, you need to be sure which platform your target audience is. So maybe they're not on Instagram, but on TikTok or anywhere else, or LinkedIn for B2B businesses. So you need to attract them there, engage, so that they can have, they should develop a kind of interest and engagement there. And then you bring them offline. Either if it's a product, it can be a shop. If it's a business, B2B business, maybe into your office for an event.
For an event. Okay, so that's a great idea. Actually, I believe in that way. Like if you are having a very nice product or services, so you can create an event. But here again, I have a question. So creating an event, conducting an event for promoting your product or services, it will be expensive at the same time. But how do you think it will help a lot compared to the digital marketing? Because everyone, you said like you are against the digital marketing. At the same time, you're saying we can combine them together because it is very important. So when we talk about the events, so can you share any experience that you already did your marketing strategy through an event, and you see the outcome, the result, and that outperform from the digital marketing part?
Absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm totally against digital marketing. I mean, it's absurd in the digital world we're living in. I'm just saying that I feel like there is a huge focus only on digital part, while, in many cases, the offline can be the decision part of it. And if we talk about events, there is a big stereotyping about that events is so expensive. So
Exactly.
it really depends on the event. And just recently I had a client and we discussed about the Christmas campaigns, and I'm saying that you can create a Christmas campaign multi-brand Christmas campaign. So when you can partner with complementary businesses, and which altogether you deliver the great solution to your client, and then you organize an event. It can be very simple. You don't need, crazy equipment or something, or crazy place. You can do it even in your premises, but you organize it for your target audience. You invite your loyal customers who become your ambassadors as well, who can also spread, the word of mouth. And of course, you use the digital marketing in order to to promote this event. And you also get the sponsors maybe who will, if you have a brand which has an exposure, you can bring the sponsors who would be also interested to kind of sponsorize partially or somehow the event, or maybe help you with the marketing. So again, there are lots of creative solutions, I would say, how to create an event which will be reasonable from the point of view of budget, but will be very efficient because you will have the right people during the event. Again, if you do it randomly, just organizing a tea party, then, well, what do you expect? What do you expect as a conversion?
Yeah, correct. Actually, this is a good idea. You should combine with other businesses as well to showcase your product at the same time their product, and in that way you also get some chance of getting sponsors at the same time. Yes, this is a very good idea, nice idea for any kind of event if you really
I
want to
would
do it.
also add, is that you need to think with whom I mean, it should be
Like,
separate strategy with whom you are partnering, because
for example,
this, as for example, I don't know, you have a shoe brand. So you need to think, okay, at which occasion my target audience, for example, if you take about the Christmas campaign, for which occasion my target audience will come to buy shoes. If we talk about ladies, of course, for getting the Christmas outfit. Christmas outfit, what does it mean? It means dresses, accessories,
jewelries,
jewelries,
yes,
bags,
all.
and makeup, and some other things, and gifting. So what does it mean? That all these brands that I just
They
mentioned,
combine
it
in.
can be a great solution for the target audience, and
That's
they
great.
will all have the same clientele. That means that they can use the power of the synergy of these brands, of the exposure of these brands. And for the client, it's a huge value, because me, as a potential client, I will come to this event and I will find everything that I need to get my outfit for Christmas.
So I have the last question because it's very important for our audience to know about the strategy and tips, how they can start their business with a creative way.
So I would say that, first of all, the first rule: never do anything randomly.
Okay.
Never do this. Always always study before, make a strategy plan, and then also use your KPIs in order to track the result of what you're doing. So in case you can always react in case something goes wrong or not like as expected and everything. So you need to have this kind of structure for whatever you do. Should it be marketing campaign? Should it be communication? Should it be sales or even product development? Anything, whatever you do, you need to have a kind of clear cut process. That's what I always like to say. It should have a process with that. So that's I would say the main thing. But of course, I will repeat myself again and again and again. But you always need to focus on the value you deliver, not on the product and how great you are. There are lots of companies, entrepreneurs who are continuously talk about the product, the service themselves, how great they are. No, focus on your client. Be another phrase that I like: be client obsessed. So know your client, follow your client, know till the last detail your client, because that's something that very few companies do. But that's the companies that we all know, who track us, who offer us this such a product and services that on the spot, on the right moment. So be one of them. Know your client well and know the value that you can deliver, and be flexible. So you can start something, it can fail, and it's okay. You can fail with anything. You can start a business, it can fail next month, it's also okay. So don't be scared that you will fail. You will. That's a spoiler. You will fail, maybe with your product, maybe with your marketing campaign, maybe with your team. This is another big fear of people, is that I will hire someone and it won't be the right person. Spoiler, it won't be the right person. So fail quickly, to learn quickly, to move on and build your business creatively and strategically.
Thank you so much, Veronique. That's a wonderful suggestion. So we can learn from the failures and keep moving forward, because that's our life.
Thank you so much.
That's all for today. So if you have any questions, comment below and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.